Hello guys, this is Average Trader and welcome to week 43 of our trade logging series. This week we made 3R and I'm going to officially dub this as the week of tears. You'll see very shortly why I'm calling this the week of tears. But there are two major incidents that that I want to talk about this week during the slides. Just a quick reminder, if you do want to see all of this live, head on over to our chat room. We're the only chat room that has a profit promise guarantee, which means for any month, for any reason, if our callouts do not make money overall, you guys don't pay us a single dime. Well, other than that, let's head straight into the first trade of the week. And the first trade of the week is Microsoft 308.90 by 308.40, and we got stopped out of this thing. We saw this thing going lower on the 2-minute. Obviously, it's not the best 3-bar play over here, right? But it did pop down quite a bit before markets decided to rally. And as soon as we saw this engulfing bar on the 1-minute, we kind of knew it was done, right? But otherwise, nothing we really could have done about this trade. We stopped out, and that is that. And this is the first tragedy that happened this week. We took Intel 3065 by 3055 and we got break even on this trade. And the reason why I'm saying that this is a tragedy is because Intel went 1 cent from our 2R target. As you can see, the high of the day was 3084 and our 2R target, right, is 3085. So these things do happen. It's going to happen one more time this week. But it just really sucks when your trade goes 1 penny from your target, comes all the way back down, and you're just questioning yourself whether you should have taken 1R and preserved your profit. But otherwise, really natural part of trading. Every trader will go through this. But yeah, Intel break even. Next trade we took was Google 109.60 by 109.20, and we stopped out of this thing. Really nice breakout pattern on the 1-minute or 3-bar play on the 2-minute. Just unfortunately, after this bottoming tail on the 2-minute and this engulfing bar on the 1-minute, markets were way too weak and unfortunately tag us out. I'm not going to say too much on this trade because the next trade, we actually got right back in it. As you can see, this Google trade and this Google trade was on the same day, right? We got stopped out on this bottoming tail. But as soon as we saw how strongly Google went all the way back up to our break-even point, we got back in at the same exact price point, 109.60 by 109.20, and this time it worked. It really does suck that we got stopped out of Google before it gave us 2R. So technically, we made 1R on Google this day, but these things happen. You'll get triggered in off a topping tail and stopped out on a bottoming tail, but just for the trade to work. But recognizing these kinds of market conditions and this kind of strength in a stock right after you get stopped out is something that comes along with experience. And in the chat room, we have many people looking at many stocks, and we pool our experience together to make really good trades. Next trade we took was Apple 172.90 by 173.20, and we got tagged at break even. Once again, this is another one of the final trade that we took this week that stopped at break even, but with 1 penny from our 2R target. 2R target would have been 173.55, and as you can see over here, Apple high of the day this day was 173.54. And it is just a complete shame that this thing came all the way to back to break even and tagged us there. But once again, this happens to all traders, right? There's no reason to get frustrated. Sometimes stop losses will hold by a penny, right? So if we're not complaining then, we shouldn't be complaining now. It's just very unlucky, and which is why I dubbed this week the week of tears. Next trade we took was a Meta 232.35 by 231.35, and this thing went 1R pretty easily. You can see on the 1-minute, really nice bottoming tails forming right here. We took this off of a 4-bar play over here. It was kind of rough, right? Because this bottoming tail is, a little over 50% of the first move. But regardless, we love to see bottoming tails on our long positions, right? So we took this trade, got 2R very quickly, as you can see on the 1-minute. And it is what it is. Next trade we took was ZM 6480 by 6465, and we got 2R out of this pretty easily as well. We took this off of a buy setup right here on the 1 minute, right? Or the 2 minute, right? The 2 minute had formed a buy setup at this point. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful buy setups, by the way. A better entry actually would have been like around 6450 on this buy setup down here, right? So you could have probably gotten like 4R out of this trade had you taken the buy setup on this beautiful bottoming tail, right? You know, but unfortunately, by the time we saw ZM, it was already moved higher, and we took it on the second pullback, took the buy setup on the second pullback, and you know, as you can see, it went straight up from there. Really, really nice pattern. Really, really nice trade. Next trade we took was Microsoft. The original stop loss and entry was 307.85 by 308.85. At this sell setup, we actually added, right? So we took this off of a 2 minute 3-bar play with the original entry, right? After it pulled back and formed a sell setup right here, we added to have the stop loss be at like around 38.40, right? And unfortunately, the sell setup did not have enough momentum behind it to go back to the low of the day, and we got stopped out of this thing. Pretty sad, but you know, that's one of the risks with adding to your positions, right? If you're gonna add to a position, you gotta make sure that, you know, the stock you're adding to has strength in the direction that you want it to go. And in this case, we did not have strength, especially after this bottoming tail 1 bar into the sell setup. The next trade we took was WBD 1260 by 1270. Really, really nice breakdown pattern on the 1 minute, and you know, a pseudo breakdown pattern on the 2 minute, right after this engulfing green bar. But we took the 1 minute breakdown, and as you can see, this thing just tanked right after we took the breakdown at 1260. Got 2R very, very quickly, and I think the stock actually went 3R, right, 3 or 4R. So you know, different once again, different trade strategies result in different profits, right? But we got 2R out of this, or I personally got 2R out of this, and that was a really, really nice trade. Really, really nice pattern. Next trade was IEP 34 by 33.70, and this thing stopped us out pretty quickly, right? You know, we took this off of a super nice bottoming tail into green bar, right? We got triggered in off of this little topping tail right at 34. Unfortunately, right after it triggered us in, came all the way back down to our stop loss and tagged us. You know, these are the types of trades where you're really wondering if, you know, the Wall Street gods are looking over your shoulder and, you know, just pushing the stock in the opposite way you want to go, right? Because as you can see, bottoming tail plus big green bar, huge sign of bullishness, but, you know, once again, engulfed by a red bar and then stopped us out. Really nothing we could have done about that. And the final trade of the week is Tesla 176 by 174.50, and we got stopped out of this as well. You know, we took this off of a 1 minute or 2 minute breakout over here, and unfortunately, after it triggered us in at 176, markets just tanked. Right, I thought we gave this thing plenty of room. 174.50 was like the low of the day, right? Just unfortunately, after it triggered us in, actually went all the way back down to the low of the day, and there's nothing we really could have done about that. And that is all of the trades this week. Once again, you know, the week of tears, right? 2 trades that should have netted us 4R went to break even because of 1 penny, right? This is why I tell people in the chat room, you know, pennies for us cost dollars, right? 1 penny could be the difference between you hitting your target or not, or maybe stopping you out or not, right? So you know, it's very, very important that we have good trading fundamentals, and you know, we give enough room to our trades and that type of stuff. Once again, if you do want to see all of this live, head on over to averagetrader.live, and if you have any more questions or comments, put them in the comment section below, or join our Discord. I'm extremely active there. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week for the continuation of our trade logging series. Have a nice weekend, guys. Bye bye.